3 people are inside of a heart that represent different stories. Strange if you think about it. Hey everybody, this is Double RPG here, and welcome to episode 3 of Double RPG's Let's Play, where we are talking about Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep on the PSP. And as we're seeing right now, we're looking at the character selection screen to where you can select which character you want to play as with their stories. And we're going to start off with Terra's story today and work our way through it quite some time until we get to the others. And the Mark of Mastery exam begins in this episode today, which we're going to experience right now. And that is Master Xehanort under the hood, for those of you who have been wondering what he looked like from that first video that we saw him in. And we are introduced to another key important character, but pretty minor if you think about it, but still important to this game's story. This is Master Ericus, and he is played by Mark Hamill.
You will be examined for the Mark of Mastery. Not one,
and yes, he does look like Hironobu Sakaguchi based on his character design. That's because... oh, I don't know why. I guess they want to pay homage to him since he is the creator of Final Fantasy, just kind of like how Tetsuya Nomura is the creator of Kingdom Hearts. So I guess he wanted to add a little homage to, you know, a legend creating a stellar franchise, and God bless his heart for, you know, creating a great franchise from the beginning. I mean, it's being... most of us think it's being treated poorly right now, but hopefully it will go back to basics, the Final Fantasy franchise, soon. And as we're seeing right now, Terra and Aqua are getting ready for the Mark of Mastery exam, the first examination where they have to destroy these light orbs filled with darkness. And as they're going to fight them, Vin is going to be joining in shortly. And one thing that I wanted to touch base upon from the last couple of episodes is the load times in this game. If any of you have been wondering, yes, I have been cutting out the load times with video editing, but there is a better way to decrease the load times in this game, and that is if you choose the data install from the opening menu of the game. You can install the game's whole data onto the memory stick of your PSP, and that way it can eliminate the amount of load times there are between those segments. So yeah, I have to give a special thanks to YouTube user Wolfster25 for providing me with that tip. So yeah, thanks, buddy. And the first exam that they're doing, like I said, is destroying these light orbs that are filled with darkness that Xehanort has imbued into them secretively, and Terra, Vin, and Aqua are working together to defeat them, even though Vin is not supposed to be a part of the exam today, as he's just there for viewership to witness his friends to become Keyblade Masters. And Terra is a pretty good character to fight as. I mean, to play as. I mean, he's very strong, and his attacks are pretty good too, especially his animations. So I really like playing as him a lot. I mean, he's not as fast as Sora, but he is probably on the same par as Riku in terms of his battle skill. But anyway, as you can see, we completed the battle. We got a maximum HP increase, and we learned critical impact. And the critical impact technique, as you could take a look at the command styles, they change based on some of the command decks that you use. Certain command decks will give you different attributes to your command meter, to where you can learn a different ability or a different type of critical strike or whatever. After you filled them up, it will change towards an element. I think it's pretty good. All right, this is the second part of the exam, which is all just FMV based, and well, not FMV, but cutscene based. Terra and Aqua are fighting each other to reveal the truths of one's powers.
Their nature is revealed. Begin.
Seemed like Terra had an upper hand there, but Aqua almost got him right there. Uh-oh. Not good. Yeah, that is going to play a key part in Terra's story from now on. And you will see why in the coming scenes.
We have deliberated and reached a decision. Terra, Aqua, you both performed commendably. However, only Aqua has shown the mark of mastery. Terra, you failed to keep the darkness within you sufficiently in check. But there is always next time. That is all.
Yeah,
As our newest
Terra
master,
didn't make the cut
you are
because
entitled to
he
certain
exposed that
knowledge.
darkness
Please
during the
wait
battle.
here for further instruction.
Such a shame, too.
Hey.
Terra, I'm sorry.
The darkness. Where did it come from?
And here comes Xehanort's speaking role shortly. And like I said, you're going to love Leonard Nimoy as Xehanort.
What do you make of Ventus?
He ain't gonna cut it.
And here is Vanitas. You only
Somebody's
see
gotta break
his
that
torso
loser
and his helmet right now because he has his...
Not here, you won't.
Oh, God, you got to love that voice about
I have to keep up
Nimoy. He
appearances.
puts on a good show. He puts all the others to shame, in my opinion. And here we have Vanitas right
Just
here.
needs
I mean,
one
he's
second to
not
be home.
unmasked throughout the whole game, but if you play Ven's story all the way to the end, you get to see who he looks like. And I'm not going to spoil it for any of you, since most of you have already played this game already, but or some of you may have Wikipedia'd it and see what he looked like. But for those of you who don't know, it's a surprise.
I know I'm strong enough to hold it back.
Yes. You are indeed strong. The darkness is nothing to fear.
Master Xehanort.
And yet, how frustrating that Ericus refutes its power. Why, you could train with him forever, and still, you would never be a master in his eyes.
But why? Help me understand, Master Xehanort. What is it that I failed to learn?
You're fine as you are. Darkness cannot be destroyed. It can only be channeled.
Yes. Thank you, Master.
It's just when you play this game, when you play through Terra's story, when he meets Xehanort, which he's going to do so a lot, you almost come to think that Xehanort is actually a really good character because, you know, there's that whole thing where light and darkness has to be in balance, but in secrecy, he is actually wanting to bring darkness over light. So it actually, I mean, the story elements or the narrative, how the manipulation on Xehanort's part actually works is really well done, if you think about it.
Farewell. That was my dear old friend Yen Sid. As you
Oh,
know,
and
he
in
is
case if some of
master
you
no more.
didn't know about this, but Yen Sid, and I just realized this shortly, but Yen Sid is actually the name Disney spelled backwards, but just split into two words. That was something that I was not even expecting because if any of you saw The Sorcerer's Apprentice in Fantasia, the wizard in that animated sequence is actually Yen Sid, and Yen Sid is supposed to represent, or is supposed to be Walt Disney himself as the creator of his own, franchise or whatever. So yeah, I mean it's really unique about where the name Yen Sid came from and how he brought his vision of the Walt Disney universe to be. And this was something that really hit on me when I was watching the opening intro for Epic Mickey on the Wii. So that was really something that I kind of had reflected back on. It was like, what does Yen Sid stand for? And then I looked at it. I looked at the word, and it's like, wait a minute. I flopped these words together, and oh my God, it spells Disney. So yeah. So little piece of trivia right there for you guys, in case if any of you didn't know that, which I'm sure most of you probably have already. But yeah, and anyway, back onto here. Right now, what Terra and Aqua are going to do is they're going to go to the different worlds because there is some trouble that is lurking within them. And Terra's going to go first, and then Vin's going to follow, and then Aqua is going to be the one who's going to be trailing both of them. And as Terra is about to go out, Ericus is giving Terra another chance to achieve his mark of mastery so he can become a Keyblade Master. Just a way to redeem himself for, you know, getting the, to try to control the power, the dark power that's within him. And,
you mustn't be afraid of losing. Fear leads to obsession with power. An obsession beckons
with this speech, you'd almost think the same should be applied to Riku, but Riku kind of learned on instinct, but during the time, you know, in Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, but basically with 2, but yeah, and as we move on to the next scene here, Terra is about to leave, and then Vin comes shortly after that. Looks like he has a worried expression on his face. And right here, coming up next, is he's going to activate his armor to protect him while going through the lanes between open worlds. And for those of you who are wondering, yes, if you played Final Mix Plus, that is the Lingering Sentiment boss that you fought against, and that's actually Terra in this game. And from what I've heard, he's actually a pretty tough boss in Final Mix Plus for Kingdom Hearts 2, and he actually puts Sephiroth to shame in terms of the difficulty factor, so I would have no doubt about that. But anyway, since that's the end of the episode with, or the first part of the Land of Departure and going into the Disney Worlds from now on, I think we're going to go ahead and we're going to end things off with this episode. So next time on Let's Play Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep on RRPG's Let's Plays, we're going to be taking a look at the first Disney World called Enchanted Dominion, based off Sleeping Beauty. And right here, really quickly, these are a little bit about how D-Links work a little bit more, and you forge more D-Links during the game, and yeah, you'll see how they are in the coming episodes. But anyway, be sure to catch out for the next episode. This is RRPG signing off, and I'll see you guys then.